As a fighter, you see them and you see what they've done. And then when you get the opportunity, I want to win. I want to beat him as well. He's been up there a while and he's had his days. So now is my time. I'm really confident and ready to fight. To me, I feel like it's going to be a bloodbath in there. You know, it's just going to be war, and I'm going to go to war 100%. You know, no.
The world of heavyweight boxing is no stranger to controversy, but the fallout from Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois still simmers, especially after their recent incredibly tense sit-down with Piers Morgan. There was no shouting, no tables flipped, but the air was thick with unresolved tension, stemming from that now infamous fifth-round body shot in their first encounter. This wasn't just pre-fight hype. It was two warriors with vastly different recollections of a pivotal moment, a moment Dubois believes cost him the fight, and Usyk sees as part of the game. Daniel Dubois, heading into any confrontation, particularly with Usyk, carries an aura of quiet intensity. He articulated his mindset, stating,
It's like a switch, being in a fight mode. And right now, I'm just ready to get all this stuff out of the way so I can get back to what I know I do best. But right now, I'm just chill. Ready for a fight, though.
Is there anything?
When Piers Morgan probed if Usyk could say anything to trigger him, Dubois cryptically replied, "Maybe we don't know yet." For Dubois, the upcoming rematch on July 19th is more than just another fight. It's a chance to rewrite history. He's made it clear he's not just coming to compete. To me, I feel like it's going to be a bloodbath in there. You know, it's just going to be war, and I'm going to go to war. 100%, you know, no doubt in my mind I'm coming out victorious. Oleksandr Usyk, ever the cool strategist, met this intensity with his trademark calm. When asked how he felt about the charged atmosphere, he simply said,
You feel? It's an unusual.
I feel good.
Do you mind being this
No
close?
problem, no problem. Listen, you know, it's like wolf, sheep, and the two box. Like a wolf said, like a relax. This.
Is there anything that he could say to you?
No.
He maintained this composure even when discussing the controversial punch. That punch in round 5 of their first fight is the undeniable heart of this ongoing drama. Dubois landed a heavy shot to Usyk's body. Usyk went down, visibly in pain, but the referee immediately ruled it a low blow. The fight was paused, Usyk recovered, and several rounds later he stopped Dubois. For Dubois, that ruling changed everything. He didn't just lose, he walked away convinced a legitimate victory was snatched from him. During the Piers Morgan interview, he reiterated his belief that the shot was legal, and the fight should have ended there.
From various angles. My understanding, Daniel, is that the law says if it's the belt line, a punch, it's legal.
Yeah.
From that angle, from other angles, it looks to me, I'm not an expert, but it looks to me like you hit him on the belt line. Dubois agreed, yeah, that's it. When Piers pressed if he felt robbed, Dubois didn't hesitate. Yeah, definitely. He firmly believes it was a legitimate knockdown. Usyk, seated across from him, disagreed, but without aggression. He described the punch as borderline. Not a blatant foul, but not entirely clean either.
Punch?
Yes.
It's not clean.
Really?
Yes.
It's very close.
Yeah. It's maybe like this, because punch was like a boom, and fist go up. Listen, it's problem for referee and coach who study clean, not как грязный, dirty punch.
A dirty punch?
Yes.
You think?
Yes.
Deliberate?
This was dirty punch.
Usyk's assessment places the onus on the officials and coaching, maintaining his focus on the fight itself, rather than dwelling on the controversy. This simmering dispute sets the stage for a highly anticipated rematch, and the boxing world is buzzing with opinions. Anthony Joshua, who has faced Usyk twice, knows the Ukrainian's quality. When asked about Dubois' chances, AJ acknowledged the challenge.
He has, of course he has. Look, it's a tough ask, of course. You know, the thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you if you let him. Dubois, good luck. Don Charles, good luck. Great British boxing, good luck. We potentially might have a heavyweight championship back on our soil.
Joshua wished Dubois luck, recognizing the significance of potentially bringing a heavyweight championship back to British soil. Pundit Simon Jordan, however, is far more bullish on Dubois.
I said it to Oleksandr Usyk, and there's no favouritism here. I think it's Daniel Dubois' time. I think he's a ferocious
I have to agree with
beast. Yeah, absolutely. and I think he deserves all the plaudits. I think what walked into Wembley Stadium was an absolute gladiator, and I'm thrilled for him that he's coming out of himself, growing as a man, becoming more worldly and able to communicate with the media, and I think it's going to be a fabulous fight. Do
you believe that he can get it done inside the distance?
I think he has to get done inside the distance.
Yeah. You don't think he can win on points?
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely. But whatever, July 19th, brilliant fight.
Spencer Oliver offers a more measured, yet still passionate perspective.
On the fence here, how does the rematch go? Repeat or revenge?
I think you'd be stupid to not say repeat, because Oleksandr Usyk is the #1 heavyweight of our generation. But if there's any one heavyweight out there right now that can give Usyk trouble or possibly beat him, it is Daniel Dubois. But I go with Usyk because you would be stupid not to. The guy's a genius at what he does in the ring, and he proved he can tough it out with Tyson Fury, those 2 victories over Fury, the 2 victories over Anthony Joshua. He can deal with the big men as well, so he always finds a way. Usyk is one of the best fighters of all time in the heavyweight division.
We were having this chat before we came on air as we ran through our notes tonight, and I do agree with you. I think that it's hard to pick against Usyk, but I truly believe that for 5 rounds, and I think he should try and detonate, for 5 rounds, Dynamite Dubois, Triple D, will be very, very dangerous.
He believes if there's any one heavyweight out there right now that can give Usyk trouble or possibly beat him, it is Daniel Dubois. Chris Algieri highlights the compelling narrative driving this rematch.
But the narrative is much better for the Dubois rematch. You've got the fact that they fought, and then since then, Dubois has been on a tear, beating guys that he was the underdog against, Ergovich, and then Anthony Joshua, of course. You know, the guy has really revamped his entire career, turned it around, gone from a guy that people saw as a quitter to being potentially the most dangerous man in the world. So you've got this narrative now that Dubois is a different guy. So this rematch will be different. Also, you have the fact that Usyk, in the ring after his win over Tyson Fury, Dubois came into the ring, challenged him, and Usyk said, Your Excellency, Turkey, make the fight with Dubois. He's a man of his word. That guy says something, good chance it's going to happen. So I believe the narrative is there, for this fight, obviously, and this is one of the reasons why it's being made.
Then there's Tony Bellew, who offers a typically blunt assessment. He calls Usyk the king of the heavyweight division, stating,
and these guys need him. He doesn't need them. Oleksandr Usyk can choose to fight whoever he wants. He is now the draw in the heavyweight division. He is the big name. And I take my hat off to Anthony Joshua, and I take my hat off to Tyson Fury, because they had the cojones to face him, as did Daniel Dubois. But let's not get away from anything. Daniel Dubois fought him once, and we've seen how that fight went. Everyone goes on about a shot. Let's just be brutally honest, it hit the protector. Why is it called a protector? Because it protects you from certain shots. Was it did anyone look at the belt line of Tyson Fury before the fight?
It was high, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was,
really high.
I was going to ask what's the neck on them shorts.
But
sure. It was nuts. But no one said anything.
No.
But then ultimately when Oleksandr Usyk fights Daniel Dubois, and his shorts are on his navel, and you can clearly see his belly button at times in the fight, no one said, all of a sudden his shorts are high. So it's whatever suits people's narrative and agendas at the time. The people who are Fury fans, they want to say Usyk's done this or he's robbed that. For people who are Dubois fans, just look at the cold, hard facts. He hits him on the protector. The protector's called the protector for a reason. And then ultimately look at how the fight ended up. I mean, he had enough.
On his knees, wasn't he? By the end on one knee.
So here we are, on the cusp of a rematch on July 19th. That's about so much more than belts. It's about redemption for Daniel Dubois, who feels wronged and is burning to prove his case. It's about legacy for Oleksandr Usyk, who aims to leave no doubt about his supremacy. 2 heavyweights, 2 vastly different perspectives on their shared past, and 1 explosive collision course. Will Dubois rewrite the script with a definitive win, or will Usyk once again prove his mastery? The questions are many, and the answers will only come in the ring. What are your thoughts on this fiery rivalry and the infamous low blow? Who do you see emerging victorious in the rematch? Let us know your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more boxing news and analysis.